Today we are jumping into our last chapter in the textbook, chapter 11, where we're going to be looking at different data sets and analyzing and displaying those data sets. Today we're going to be using Desmos. It's a really helpful tool to help us get through the problems quicker, so make sure that you have your Desmos graphing calculator open when you're doing the assignment. Today we're going to look at three measures of center called the mean, median, and mode. All three of these try to represent the center or typical value in a data set. The mean, most commonly called the average, is the sum of the data divided by the number of data values. Okay, so to find the average or the mean, you add up all of the data and then divide that by the number of numbers. The median sounds a lot like the word middle. The median is the middle number when the data set is written in numerical order. So you put all the data set in order from least to greatest, and then you find the very middle number. That's the median. And last, the mode. That sounds like the word most. The mode is the value that occurs most often in a data set. Now there could be more than one mode if certain numbers are repeated the same max amount of times. Alright, so let's look at an example here. An amusement park hires students for the summer. The students' hourly wages are shown in the table. Okay, so it looks like we have 8 different numbers in our data set, and we're needing to find the mean, the median, and the mode. Now to do this, I want to use Desmos. So you're just going to go to Desmos graphing calculator in Google. Okay. And down in the lower left corner, there's a keyboard that you have to click Show Keypad. And then you want to scroll over to Functions. And we're going to be doing some statistics. Okay, and you see all these options here. We're going to be using the mean and the median options today. So if you click the mean button, it will show up here. And now we can type in those 8 data values from our table. So 1650, 875, 865, 910, 825, 845, oops, 910, 825, 845, 825, and 925. Okay, and you can see that Desmos down in this lower right corner finds the mean for us. The average is $9.65. Now we're going to kind of repeat this process to find the median. What I'm going to do is copy all of the data in my data set, go back, click this second box here, go back to Functions, and now I want to find the median, and I will paste all the data that I've already typed out And in this lower right corner, it automatically finds that middle value or the median for me, which is $8.70. The mode we can find pretty easily by just looking to see if there are any most repeated data values in our data set. By just looking through this, I see that there is an $8.25 and another $8.25. That's the only repeated numbers in my data set. So my mode is $8.25. Okay, now the question, which one of these best represents the data? Well, if you look at the mean, $9.65 is greater than most of the data in the table. If you look at the mode, $8.25 is less than most of the data in the table, whereas the median seems to be right in the middle of most of the data sets. So I would say that the median here best represents the data in the table. The mean is a little bit too large, and the mode being a little bit too small. One additional vocabulary word I want to talk about today is an outlier. Okay, an outlier is a data value that's much greater than or smaller than all the other data values in your data set. If I look at my table, I notice that 1650 is a number much larger than any other of the numbers in my data set. 1650 would be considered the outlier. Now, a lot of times it's beneficial to take the outlier out of your data set and then find the mean, median, mode without that outlier number. So we're going to go back to Desmos and find the mean, median, mode with the outlier taken out of our data set. So back in Desmos here, I'm going to click in here and take out this outlier of $16.50, and I can see my new mean automatically pop up as at about $8.67 rounded. So I'll write that down on my paper, $8.67. And then again for the median, I'll take out that outlier, and automatically Desmos recalculates the new median being $8.65. Okay, so going back, my original mean was $9.65, but now that the outlier has been taken out, it's $8.67. That is about 98% drop, a 98-cent drop in the mean. My old median was $8.70 and now it's 65 cents. That would be a 5-cent drop in my median. My mode is unaffected. It's still $8.25 even with the outlier number taken out. Okay, so the three measures of center we looked at today were mean, median, and mode. They all try to accurately depict the center of a data set, all in different ways. Now we're going to look at two different measures of variation, range, and tomorrow we'll get into standard deviation. Measures of variation try to describe how the data is spread or how the data is distributed. Range is the difference of the greatest and least value. So if you're asked to find a range and you're looking at this data set here, you need to identify the largest number and smallest number in your data set. Okay, looking through all these ages, the youngest age here is 19 years old, and it looks like the largest number in my data set is 31. So to find the range, I would have to take the difference of the greatest and the least value, and my range would be 12 years. The ages in this data set range anywhere from 12 years old. Okay, so range is one way of trying to describe how your data is spread or distributed. Standard deviation, we will get in tomorrow. It's another way to look at how your data is spread. All right, the last example, find the value of x. So we're given a data set here. One of the numbers is missing, represented by an x, and we're told that the mean or average of this data is 6. We need to find x. X can easily be found by setting up an equation. To find the mean or average, you add up all your data set, all the numbers in your data set, and divide by the number of numbers. So if I take 2 plus 8 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6 plus my unknown number x, and let's see how many numbers are in my data set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with the unknown. If I do this math, that should equal my mean, which is given to me as a 6. This is an equation that I can solve and find x. So first thing I'm going to do is simplify a little bit. What's 2 plus 8 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6? Add together all these like terms. Let's see, adding those together, that would be 32 over 6 equals 6. Now to solve this equation for x, I would first have to multiply by 6. These would cancel each other out, and I'm left with 32 plus x equals 36. Lastly, subtract 32 on both sides, and I'm left with my unknown value, which is 4. Okay. So I highly encourage you to make use of Desmos. Today it's going to make the math go a lot quicker for you as far as finding the mean and the median.